So it started to stream. What the hell? Hi, everybody. This is my third attempt today to try and get this to stream, and I honestly have no idea if it's actually doing it yet. Okay, it says I'm live and it's got the wrong title, but we're kind of here. All right. Give me a second to try and get this set up so I can. Here we go. We'll just do this. All right. So I'm gonna let a couple of you guys give you guys a couple minutes to hop on. I know I had about 4 people waiting, which I appreciate. So we've got these cool functions here now. As you guys would see, some of you guys, I guess, update from last week, we've got pathfinding now, so they do wander. But if I tell them to specifically like go there and recon, you can see it does a little path find to where they're going. Hello, Daniel. So I'm just doing a little recap here. I didn't do too much more on the generation, except each building now has rooms in it technically. So if I were to go and turn on debug mode, which I just click Q to do that, I can see a little bit more information here. I can see like it's got this room 1 with soda and chips. And then what they're doing is they can explore or clear. So if you just hit recon, so I told them to go in there and recon, then they're just going to explore the place. They're going to look around, but they won't. Their aggression is they're basically have a thing called stance for each task, and so they can either be like passive or aggressive, which modifies their internal aggression. So like if they see, so basically when an NPC sees a zombie, if their aggression's high enough, they'll attack it right away. And if their aggression is low enough, then they'll run away from it. And so this one, so basically the same type of thing occurs in a building. So they encounter zombies and they will choose to, I'm gonna get rid of that assign to screen. Because you're actually just gonna select these guys, I think, by hand, and you can group them if you want to. And then just select a rally point and then have them all go at it. Yeah, they're all this one guy with his chrono key hat. But right now, I'm going to turn on debugging again. Something's up where they go in there and they're just chilling. But at least the routing's working. Yeah, it's actually supposed to log that. Super Jerry, hey, how's it going on? Or how's it going? How's it going? Took me forever to get the stream working today. Just did not want to work with their event system, so I had to just do an impromptu live stream style bit. Super Jerry's been doing some cool stuff on his end with tile rules and whatnot, which definitely could be useful. I'm going to real quick add, why is that over there? Where's Ryder? Super Jerry says, going good. I guess I may have messed up my exam. What can you do about that now? I'm doing well. Actually, we're making pretty good progress on this. I just rewrote some of the UI stuff, and I just need to add into the AI stuff I got so many files for having not worked on this for so long. We have a ton of files. Move to task, explore task. There we go. Yeah, I wonder why that's not executing there. It was working earlier. Take a look. Hey, my Apple Pencil battery's low. Great. So I just discovered RimWorld this morning because a GDC talk was published about it, so I'm like studying up on RimWorld. Like I've heard of it, but I had no idea what it was. I think I must have heard of it in early access. Super Jerry, do you know if it's possible to parse a JSON object so you can do JSON get array key instead of serializing it into a class? I have not found a way to do that. I can show you my classes in a second. Yeah, it's not logging that at all. I feel like something's not right here because it's not logging anything. It's not logging. Something's wrong. Yeah, something's definitely off there. Super Jerry, I want to check if it has an array or just a single value so I can determine whether to randomize textures or not. Yeah, I've had to be very explicit in my. It's not gonna give me my console back now. I've had to be very explicit. I'll show you in a second. All right, you know what? We're just going to restart Unity. All right, first Unity restart of the live stream. All right, so looking at my code real quick while that boots up. Yeah, so all this stuff in here, registry and model, those are both based off JSON serialized stuff. The model's for saving actual game data. So most of these, if not all of them, are serializable. And then the registry stuff is for the data. It's not like in-game data. So let's see. The stuff in model is like your save file, right? The stuff in registry is like mod type stuff, or like, you know, events, NPC perks, names, stuff like that. And doing textures, test PNG looks stupid. I think you're just gonna have to do an array. I've got a bunch of like NPC perks, I guess, stuff like that, where like I'm doing a single thing because of the way they force you to do it. Like you can't check is array. It doesn't serialize like JavaScript does. It's a pain. Like I can appreciate the strongly typed nature, and sometimes it's a pain. Yeah, Necropolis. But yeah, I would just have to do I would do a check, because you can easily do that to a list object. I don't know if you saw what I posted for, I think it was Mechanist was asking about it, but I have a serializable dictionary and stuff like that I'm using. It's something I Googled up. I didn't come up with it completely on my own. Man, my guys just scatter right away there. Okay. And they recon slow as can be. Look at that. I think their walk 2 speed's too low there. To jump that up. Because they're like sprinting, and then they go to recon, they just go super slow. And I still don't have the console back. There's the console. And the console seems to be taking logging, so we can see that they're not executing hidden though at all. I give them, there's up to 15 seconds before they probably completely start executing their internal AI, and it's just not firing off. NPC manager. Well, and YouTube's blowing up. So stream just kind of went up and down there, I think. Yeah, I wanted to make it easy as possible for the user, and having to do test PNG just because some tiles may be randomized and textures seem strange. Yeah, I know, Super Jerry. It's the problems of working with a strictly typed language. There's probably some way of doing it, but it's not something I know of, and it's probably not super easy. NPC manager. Interesting. Game object equals no. I wrote this method this morning. I must have got it backwards. So there's not a ton of new stuff. The pathfinding was pretty cool, but that took up like 2 days of work there, I guess, to implement that with the lot system and the tile maps. Okay, now we play the waiting game. It is worse when I stream, by far, which is really annoying because that way you guys can't see it. Maybe I need to get, some people have like a second computer for streaming. Maybe I gotta get that set up. Or just do an HDMI out. Unless it hit a breakpoint. No, you're not even connected. And it started up while we were on the other screen. Lovely. It's interesting, those two were running against each other. I should put a check in there. If their target's dead, they should probably stop trying to rally to him. Okay, so it's executing hidden there. I think I just saw that. So if I refresh this, all right, they managed to finish exploring. So that's good. So now I need to add some stuff to that. So once an area is explored, then you have access to the resources in it. Let's see if you can see that. So I'm going to try and get them to recon that place. I think their hidden task is not ending. Yeah, that is correct. Oop. One of them came out, decided to egress, got in a fight. Says that they're still at 100%, which I don't believe for a second. Why are you doing? Something's up with the battle system. I think they're still interacting with that NPC. But there's a lot more for me to do here. I'm not going to spend the whole time coding or anything, but does anybody have any questions, thoughts? I think we're down to just you and me, Super Jerry. Interesting. It says this thing's been cleared too. If they haven't even gone near it, so that's not possible. It says these ones are not cleared. Super Jerry, will you ever add something where you can design the inside of the building? So I created the concept of a room today. I don't have the photos for it, but I thought about creating, imagine if you had the ability to like flip to an x-ray vision of the building, kind of. And you look inside and basically, like I could have a room that's like 4 by 4 and a room that's 4 by 4 and then like egress points. So it would generate like an inside of the building, and that's where these guys would be. So like right now, each building is just one room. Um, but yeah, I had thought about delegating like rooms of specific stuff, sleeping quarters and put stuff in it. I think that's a bit advanced for now. Like I'm trying to design with the idea like, hey, we're going to do all these features. We could do all these features in the future, but right now I want to hit minimum viable product, so to say, minimum viable playable game to see how people respond. Because we can add all sorts of really complex details, but if just the basic idea of recruiting and clearing buildings and deciding like doing those type of tasks isn't as fun as I'd like it to be, which I historically were doing good. Why is this blood still there? They must be in fight or flight mode trying to attack something. Let me filter something out here because I think they're trying to attack something that's dead. This the AI fight or flight behavior. If NPC is alive, so I should say is downed or something like that, because alive still confusing. If count equals 1, target equals 0. Okay, here's no is alive. I've got so they have to be active, not hidden, to be a target. So there's no way those guys are attacking a zombie that doesn't exist, which they clearly are. So they're not. Look at that. I need to add more logging so I can see what neurons firing off currently. But yes, Super Jerry, I thought about giving him rooms, and I honestly, I've come up with like a system in my head where I think I can do it, but I'm just not rushing to it quite yet. Still trying to figure out how with this lot design to make it work there. But yeah, I want to make the egress points in the roof work. I want to make the clearing work. The resources, like the resource gathering, like that stuff is probably pretty quickly. Super Jerry, well, the minimum decides on what your idea for the game is exactly. If your idea is to have a community and design the living area, then you will need it for the minimum. My idea is to have a community. The inside of the houses is just a smaller version of just the houses themselves. So we're just adding an extra level of complexity there. So we start by testing how this thing works with a little less complexity, and then add in more as we go. So I would like to have that up there, but I'm not sure we need it for the alpha. What we do need is them not sitting there doing whatever the heck they're doing right now. Did they just disappear? No. So let's restart. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to recount that house. Pathfinding is clearly working pretty well. I also need to leave corpses behind. That'll make debugging easier. I should probably do that. It sounds dark when I say it that way. I did do a bunch of extra faces and stuff. Hey, how's it going, man? I did do a bunch of extra faces and stuff for this thing that I guess I could show if you guys are inclined to see it. Anybody on the Discord will have already seen it. This way, I went through a lot of fails and whatnot. With this thing. You can't see it unless you like super zoom in on it. Image, new tab, and well, it blurs here. I guess I could show you guys in. Yeah, let's just show you guys in here. Sprites, because this is it's a jeez. Okay. There we go. Because Unity knows not to try and scale it, but so every single head's got the pairing Superjury, you probably already know this, but they've all got a live version and a dead version, so we can hop back and forth easier. I guess you probably wouldn't go back to being alive after being dead. Superjury says, I guess you want something somewhere stone hearth and city skylines? You want the community feel from stone hearth without the need to fully design the house. I plan on designing the house, assuming that the base concept for this game is well received. I definitely plan on designing the inside. You said, well, you might be able to heal in the future. That actually did occur to me to get that, to have that a healing capability in there. Yeah, that works for me. So I'm trying to think of the other sprites we did. We chroma keyed this, so that means that I can, if you actually find the sprite for this guy here, oh jeez, this guy here, his, in that, hold on, I gotta go to sprite editor again. His hat's blue, and I actually chroma keyed it to be the color of his pants, so we can actually add in, there's all these tile colors are standardized, so we can actually change, the skin tones, we can change the hat colors, we can change the hair colors pretty easily, just create some predefined sets, so that way they're not, they look all extremely similar here because I needed the exact colors to line up, so we could then add in some randomized colors. The problem is with animation, like that body animation right there is going to be tricky. So I'm not sure that how we're going to access that. It's theoretically possible, but I'm not sure about it. Yeah, they're getting stuck battling something that's non-existent here. So I guess the next thing I should probably do is make it so that game object is actually, what are they doing? They gotta be attacking. So it's got a target count of 1. It's NPC 3, which I actually don't know if that's what is it? It is a zombie. What the heck? Stats, health. It says he's at 100 health. Well, let's go find out where NPC 3 is on the map here. He's stuck on a roof. So these two are actually having at it. So that doesn't really help me figure out what's going on with those other guys. He's stuck on the roof, and I need to fix that. Because something's emitting those particles. Okay, so they're not attacking that guy. This guy's still alive and moving. He's on the roof. Okay, so there we go. We found it. NPC 13 is the problem. They seem to be attacking NPC 13. Let's see. Probably NPC 17. If I totally just... They're disabled. For some reason it still wants to go at them. So I just deleted that guy. That should free up these yokels to go do something else. So that one was NPC 15? I already forgot which... Okay, NPC... I wonder why that is so big. It's got a heck of a footprint there. Or maybe it's just not zooming in. Alright, let's delete NPC 13 and see what happens. Nope, they still all stand there like a bunch of idiots. Well, I think it has to do with the way I'm just detecting this is alive and is not this greater than 0. Because they should be invisible. Let's add some debug in here. Oh, I forgot I can turn on this the fancy debug tool here. I forgot I totally built. Okay, come on. Oh, I'm stuck actually debugging this. That's interesting. He's got a task count of 11, and I clearly only assigned him one task. This is great. So explored is true, so Alright, here's a guy stuck in an infinite loop battling an invisible guy, so let's go ahead and... Yeah, someone's got negative 1,000 health. So what are you doing? These guys are still executing the explore task, but this guy's not logging that he's actually doing anything. He's clearly not wandering. One of them decided it's time to go outside, and they appear to be executing the wandering task. They're all executing the wandering task, because they didn't encounter an undead sitting outside the door. Two of them are available to be recalled for the next task, which is good. That guy's still fighting an undead guy that doesn't exist. Nope, there we go. The last one figured out their way to it. So they're exploring it, hopefully. Don't know what they're doing in there. They should have had an explored by now. There's only one room in that thing. Super Jerry says, is there going to be some sort of overview screen so I can see my peeps and what they're doing and see what bases I have and such? Yeah, I started a little bit of that. Like you can see here, the lot screen. Like, I want to make it so you can zoom out further. I don't know why I'm locked to that much, but you could see like which ones are kind of green zone, or like they'll be... I started on some icons for this, which I don't know if I have here or not. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like I've uploaded the icons for those yet. But yeah, I started on some icons that we can use for display and stuff. So, hey Pika's person, or Pika username. What's going on? We're just going through... I was showing people like the new stuff we've got. I do have a whole variety of heads here and stuff, but for now we've just got this one that I'm debugging with. And I can send people into buildings to recon. I'm going to change the way the control menu works. I got to dial back their exploring, man. They explore like crazy. So I think they're going to get stuck right here because I'm pretty sure there's a undead or whatever. I'm going to try and debug this guy. Just got a debug view here. So right now they're theoretically exploring the building. It should take about 15 seconds because there's only one room in there. This is the biggest outhouse ever. Okay, so explored is true, so they should be egressing soon. Elsewise, I'll just hit a recon on there. They should be leaving the house soon, but it sounds like they don't want to, which makes me think they don't realize they've finished their task. So that's where I've got to... Yeah. Yeah, because this is getting hit, so it sounds like the task is getting marked completed. Pika says, I'm building a clock with advertisements and music compatibility. Cool. Also need to trigger the intercom system using a relay. School club ads and announcements. Cool. Sounds like a fun project. And Unity froze again. With that, I think I'm going to let you guys go because I just got a message that someone's here. Oh wait, no, never mind. They just got back into town. Okay. Well, I got a couple more minutes, but yeah, I think I'm going to let you guys go because I have lunch coming up here in a minute. Making progress. I swear it doesn't freeze as much as when we're using OBS, so yeah. I will be around. Check me out on Discord. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah. Take care.